So guys, hello, good morning, happy Sunday everybody. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe before you go. So anyway, my name is Cindy and I am in Australia. So this is the third video that I'm going to do, and the continuation of our conversation, if you want to marry a foreigner. So this is mainly, I made this video mainly for my fellow Filipina that are still in Philippines and still thinking they wanted to marry a foreigner but they don't know where to start. So we can eliminate the hopes that, you know, it could be wrong, it might be wrong, you know, that people will have this imagination that if you're married to a foreigner, instantly you are very rich. So there are a lot to it. There's a lot of information now you can have. You can watch a lot of vloggers, Filipino vloggers, vlogging their life overseas, whether they are married to what sort of nationalities there is. You can just go around and have and follow that life if you're interested to go in that country, and hopefully they can describe it to you, and hopefully they can actually describe to you how they feel being married to that nationality. So in this video, guys, that's what I'm going to do. So if you are interested, just keep on watching. So we have here in my piece of paper, I write it down or else I forget. So yes, so if you have any comments or want me to, or a question that wanted me to answer it and things like that, just feel free to leave in the comment box. And this is just my own opinion, and this is my own sort of eyes that I can see, and I'll share that with you. And it could be different from another person who is in Australia as well. Okay, so let's not shoot me. So here we go. So we are now in the situation that your boyfriend, your fiance, your boyfriend, your friend, your boyfriend then become your fiance, and then wanted to get you now overseas to take you to his place, which is, for example, Australia. Okay, so the proper channel to go to Australia is if you are truly going to marry that person and truly going to keep that person in your life as a husband. Being a Filipina, my suggestion is, and the proper way of coming in is, you will apply for either a partner visa, or if you're married already, a spouse or a fiancé visa. That is a proper way. You are not jumping the queue of the immigration, and that is proper. It doesn't matter if you wait in the Philippines, it's fair enough, because all of us that came here had waited anyway, except for the ones that jumped the queue, and then we can't really help that because, you know, maybe they like jumping. So I don't have against those people, but I am with a lot of Australians who say if you want to come in, you go to the right channel. You can wait, you can line up, don't jump the queue, because a lot of people are waiting. So something like that. It's a great idea just to come in a proper way. So you have arrived in the foreign land. So imagine. So your processing of your papers are finished. You have already waited for so many months in the Philippines, and now it's time for you to fly. So you're either going to fly Qantas, Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, you know, however airlines that you're going to get, that your fiancé would get you, because now he's your fiancé. You're going to get married when you get here. Hopefully that's the situation, or you're married in the Philippines already and you come here and you're a spouse. So however that is, you will arrive in the foreign land, because this is a foreign land for all of us that come from Philippines. This is foreign. I have heard so many people who ask me and say what it's like in Australia, and I'll tell them and they shut the door. I'll tell them, oh, you know, they shut the door. And then one of the things I'll tell them, it's a beautiful place, but it's very quiet. So they won't believe me, because they thought she's joking. So when they get here, some of them actually live right smack bang in the middle of the big city. And then they would say, oh crap, it's really quiet. The shops close at 5 o'clock, no one's open. And that could happen. It depends on where you are. And I'm not in the big city. I'm in a place that only had like 1,000 people population in my town. And if you are watching the videos of the McWilliams, she's a Filipina and she lives in the country as well, and they only got 200 something population. So not many, but she's very happy. She got one daughter. So yes, so you have arrived in the foreign land. How would you feel? First, maybe there is no Filipino food in your house. And maybe there is no Filipino vegetables in your town. And maybe there is no maybe there is no, or big chance that there will be no Filipino foods on the streets that you can see like in the Philippines. So food is quite shocking. You need to win yourself. And if you are a rice person, an adobo person, a pancit person, you might need to learn to eat bread, sandwiches, pies, fish and chips, and some Aussie foods. In the beginning, I don't like them. And I had no choice at the end. No, I like it. My stomach is big because of eating too much Aussie foods. Like Morris. So this is one of the things that we will encounter, and you might encounter as a new person that come here. Next one, there will be no one around, maybe, unless you have a family here or friends that beside your fiance's house or 20 minutes away, they have to drive to see you. And you would realize that when your fiancé goes to work, you'll be by yourself at home. Now it's okay. We got Facebook. If he has a Wi-Fi at his place, there's Facebook to entertain you and things like that. But when you get here, I will advise you that don't go too hard on Facebook because you have a house to look after. So you will get over it, and then what you will do, just adjust your situation in the house, that you gotta as well clean the house for him because he's working, cook for him, you know. And because we are now in the technology world, when he comes home, you might have to hide your phone and actually talk to him. I've been married to Morris for over 20 years, but when he gets home, I'd like to put my phone down and then have a little bit of conversation until he picks up his phone, play Candy Crush, and then I thought, okay, you're playing, I'm playing. I'm not playing, I'm checking my YouTube and commenting on other channels. But those are the things that you might feel uneasy. And on the weekend, there will be like no place for you to go except drive. So if you and your fiancé wanted to, you decided to go for drive, it might take a while to get to that place. You might have to sit in the car for hours on end, and on the way back it's the same story. But don't feel bad, we all do the same. So we understand how you feel. You're not the only one. So these are the things that we need to consider, and we need to tune ourselves in if we're coming here to foreign land or here in Australia anyway. So your body don't get shocked. So if you have this information, you might need to look at the way you might have to look at our vlogs in our channel, Our Life in Philippines, how we actually live, and actually notice things that we do, and how long we drive, what food we eat, what food we buy. That's why I share the foods that we buy. Sometimes I share the foods that we cook, and sometimes I share the things that we buy, and I share the things that we buy. You know what I mean? So that way you sort of calculate, okay, this is how they live, this is how they live. And I'd like to share my videos as honest as it can be, less edit as it can be. Only the shaky ones I remove. But if I have filmed that one and it has to be in there, I'll put it there. I'm not a person that want to make my video as polished as it can be, because my life is not polished. My life is my life. Life is life. So it's best for you guys to see how it is. Okay? So what to do? You arrive in the foreign land. So you thought you will have no expectations in a way, because you don't know what place are you going to be in, except if you have friends there already. And when your friends tell you something, take notice. Don't ignore. because they are here first than you. They are here for years and years. They have settled already. They accepted everything. It's you are the one who is new. You're gonna be the one left at home while everybody gone to work. And you cannot just ring them because, you know, they are at work. Here, if you are at work, you can't have your phone. It has certain time that you can have your phone. Only 10-20 minutes. You can't talk to your friend for 20 minutes because she has to eat. So all those things have to consider. You can't visit your neighbor. It's because they don't do that. Unless you know each other very well. You don't disturb people, you know. So things that you need to learn to be by yourself and things like that. If you watch a lot of our videos, you'll notice. We do socialize for people that we know, but you also have to realize that socializing that doesn't last long. It could only be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or in the park like an hour, and everybody will go home in their own houses they will do all different things. They drive home and you're gonna be left alone too by yourself with your fiance. So you need to be aware that once that thing happens, you need to learn to do things. So if you're very clever, when you get home, you can clean your house, you can decorate your house, you can do a garden, you can make a hobby that doesn't cost you much because at that time you're not working yet, you're still going to be getting married. Okay? So many things, but you just have to be positive, and whatever it is, just accept and just slowly getting into the routine of being an Australian. That's my best advice. So you're going to get married. So you're going to go organize everything for getting married. There'll be people helping you. If you want a quiet wedding, fair enough. You know, everybody likes a quiet wedding in Australia. Especially us, that, you know, we don't want to spend too much money. Good wedding here in Australia costs you minimum of $30,000 unless your fiancé have that much. Well, swing it out. But if it doesn't, a small wedding is also nice. So we'll just have to settle for that. So getting married here is sort of quite a big difference than getting married in the Philippines. In the Philippines, if you want to have a big wedding, it will only cost your fiancé $3,000 to $4,000, and it's like a nice wedding already. And here, your $3,000 to $4,000 is not going to go a long way. So it'll probably only just the drinks. So who knows? It's very expensive. So getting married, you're already married, let's say. Okay, happy couple already done. So all your papers that you needed to do, you gotta obviously put all your papers down. And once it's in, just the waiting game. You just gotta wait until the papers had been read by the immigration, had been approved, everything is legal, and then you can get your permission to work. It won't take long, sometimes 3 months, I think. It's not that long. So if you just have to enjoy your time at home. So knowing your routine, how you're going to do it when you're not there during the day when you get a job. You can prepare yourself for that. Talk to your hubby, you know, what do I do? You know where to go. You know what, because you're going to know your place where to go to work, or he has to drop you, pick you up. You're going to learn how to drive if you're not driving yet and things like that. There's so many things to do that will keep you very busy by yourself. So that's good. So then your papers had been approved, you can get a job and things like that. So you want to go and job hunting. So job hunting, it depends on what you want to do. But just be mindful that if you are a teacher in Philippines, when you get here, you need to do a lot of research to do it. You need to do your English test, IELTS, you pass it, and some requirements and things like that. If you are a nurse, you cannot practice as a nurse unless you have a papers Australian approved here in Australia. So many accountant is the same, lawyers are the same, doctors are the same. So it depends on what qualification you have that you can use here in Australia. Unless you have a qualification like you've worked overseas and it's accepted in that country, you might have a better chance of them accepting in this country, except for medical field. They're very strict. Okay? So there's so many things to reconsider. And if your qualification is sort of out of whack, is so many jobs that you can do as long as you don't choose your job. Some good jobs. Yeah. So while you are job hunting and try to prepare yourself and things like that, keeping yourself busy, your family in the Philippines would be already waiting for 2 or 3 months. And if they are relying on you, your husband might struggle to send the money or maybe not struggle to send. It depends. But the people in the Philippines, your family in the Philippines, they need to give you a consideration, to at least give you a chance to come here. I'd say a year to settle yourself, you know. I've been here when I first came. I haven't really done any help until about maybe 5 years because it's very hard. So after that, slowly, and then after 10 years, then I was able to help a lot. Yeah, because I'm okay then on that time. So my mom always tell me, you have to help yourself first before you can help others. And I thought, what's that mean? Because I was sort of confused, you know, I gotta help them, but I have no money. Not enough money. I have money, but not enough money, you know. And the standard of living in Australia is different as well. So don't be sad if you have like the standard of living that we have here, because everybody lives that way. Everybody eats beef. Everybody eats corned beef. Everybody eats chicken, pork, beef, whatever they want to do. You know, everybody, food is affordable. But we still need to budget, obviously. We still need to eat well, you know. We still need to eat properly, you know, that we don't put on weight too much, or else we gotta go to the gym to lose it. So what's the point? Eat too much, go to the gym, it's triple the money. So it's a thing that the standard of living in Australia is a lot of people, majority of people has cars, you know, and I should say a lot of people in my town, you can't walk to the shopping center, it's too far. You have to have a car. So that's why I drive. But I've been driving for a long time, maybe 29 to 30 years I've been driving already. So it's quite a long time. Only in Australia, not in the Philippines. I don't like to drive there. When we live there, I will practice to drive there, but maybe not. Maybe only. We'll see. So places that you need to go to work and things like that, you gotta check that out. And the standard of living in Australia is quite different than in Philippines. The weather is different. We have winter, freezing morning if you have to go to work, fog. If you're driving, you have to fight with the road that you can't see. There's nobody there, but you can't see the road because it's the fog and everything, the cold, and it's just miserable. So we have to adjust ourselves to that. You can't adjust yourselves to that. It'll take a long time to sometimes adjust because we have never experienced it. And just the way we live, because that's how the way we live here. So everybody lives that way, so we can't help it that we live it. We live that way. We live this way. You know what I mean? So here it's very easy to look after inside the house because you have your vacuum cleaner, automatic washing machine, you have your refrigerator, you have your mops, you have, and people don't come in the house with their dirty feet from the sand and things like that. And it's easy to clean. We got tiles or carpet and things like that. So the standard of housing is also good. And that's why people look at us that we are in a good way, because the standard of living is like that here. And the same with other countries. The standard of living there is also westernized. So we look like, oh, she's, yeah. No, everybody is the same. So for us, it's just normal. We just go, huh? What you saying? They're all the same here. Everybody got a car, you know. So, yes. So knowing the place that you are in is, we are very good at that, being Filipinos. We are sort of noticing things where we are. We walk, you know, to know the place and things like that. We're friendly, you know, and things like that. And if we are lucky enough that our friends does help us, our fellow Filipinos will help us, totally help us. But we just have to be as well aware that it's not many occasions that we have our fellow Filipinos that really last to be our friends. Most of it are really like, you know, so don't be sad if there's no Filipino around. Australians are good friends as well. They help you and they are very easy to get along with, and when they talk to you, it's like it's helping your English to speak, because they speak to you in English. So when you go out there by yourself, your English are more better because you're used to saying it. So here, if I speak Tagalog at home, my husband would cry because he would never understand me. and my sons and my daughter would say, what the heck happened to your mother? So we cannot understand you. So here in Australia is an English-speaking country, and we Filipinos, we learn that at school. So I'm so very proud to say that yes, we can understand English, even though the Australians speak with a little bit of accent, like accent. But if you are here, you will follow. Not 100% follow, but your ears would get used to hearing it, and you will say, he meant water. Can I have water? What's water? You know, it's, he wants water. Yeah. So, yeah. So, those things we can learn, and we're very good at learning. And some of Filipina that got here when they're sort of youngish, they speak like, you know, like, hey, Aussie. It's because they're around a lot. Australians, they are around Australians a lot. So their hearing would pick it up and their mouth would say it. So don't be afraid to be here and say, I can't speak English. It's because if you just speak English in the Philippines, and if you just understand, you can understand that at school, when you get here, you will just adjust. As long as you will practice. It is the best way you practice. You watch the news, you watch English programs, so your ears and your mouth would go together. So when you are around people, it'll just come out without you even knowing that. So I remember when I first arrived here, I was about, I think, 4 days in Australia. And I was working in the business of my husband, and one of the customers came and said, we had a conversation while he was buying stuff, and then he said, oh, have you been here like 10 years ago? You know, like that. And I said, no, I just arrived 4 days ago. And he told my husband, he said, I could understand her clearly, and she can speak English really well for 4 days in Australia. And my husband told him that, yeah, in the Philippines, they learn that at school. And then he said, oh, wow, that's so cool. So there you go. We are around Aussies a lot. It's very easy to say, just practice. So English is no problem, just practice. Yeah. So you are in the foreign land, you're doing the foreign thing, and your husband loves you to bits and help you. And once you get a job, what you're going to do, it'll be a very happy life for you and your husband. So if you're coming to abroad, or if you're coming to Australia, I wish you good luck. And I wish you all the very best if you are getting married. I hope that this video will help you to feel a bit better. And if not, just keep watching a lot of videos and just imagine that, okay, that's how they live. This is normal here. Okay? So this is then the end of our video, guys. And good luck to you ladies if you are planning to marry your foreigner. Good luck to you wherever you want to go. And I wish you the very best in the future. Next time again, I'll see you right here. So, stay blessed everybody. Stay beautiful. And most of all, stay sexy. Please don't forget to subscribe before you go. Click that like button if you like it. And make sure you have the bell on. So next time I upload my video, you can watch again. Bye from me. Thank you. Hope you enjoy it, guys. See you later. Bye.